today we get a chance to talk to Stanislav Harcinik out of Slovakia. Stanislav is one of Bar 100's top 100 bartenders in the world, one of two out of Central Europe. Super cool guy, bartender, author. We get a chance to talk about the cocktail balance and his new work that's coming out. Mirror Bar, his project, what it looks like, and a little bit about his travel and what he does, his recent journey to Tales of the Cocktail. And super cool guy. I was really excited, and I hope he comes to America at some point. We get to meet in person. So, without further ado, here is Stanislav Harcinik.
You got 41st in Bar 100. Did that surprise you, or?
It definitely surprised me, man. Like, to be honest, it's always kind of an idea of us as humans that when we work hard for something and we are like super focused and we believe that what we are doing kind of makes sense and stuff, that it's nice to be recognized, or at least somehow you always deep down hope for some recognition. So for me, Bar 100 was always an idea like, wow, like that would be something. That would be something like, let's focus on doing the good work, let's focus on doing the project that makes sense for our region, for our community, or maybe like for global bar culture as well. And to believe that eventually at some point, like it will come up with something. So I was like, to be honest, like super surprised, and I didn't expect that. And I was like, don't get me wrong, I was like grateful and excited when I did get an announcement that, oh, you are at the Bar 100, the most influential figures. I was like, wow, like, wow. And then, but I didn't expect at all the ranking, to be honest.
Sure. Yeah.
Like that was something that when the list came out and I saw the video on Instagram, so I just put it on, and it was like I expected, like 198, whatever, somewhere at the end of the list.
Yeah.
So it was like going through, and somewhere at the point like 60, I was like, what happened? Like I'm
They
not in the
forgot me.
list.
Yeah.
So wow, that would be a shame. Then it worked out pretty well. So
Yeah, and I mean,
to be honest, like grateful and honored to be recognized by the same people that I'm inspired and motivated, and that are actually the people that I was kind of putting them on the point that they were influencing me from the very beginning of my career. So
yeah. No, and if I understand it, you're one of only two people in Central Europe that got on, right? So it's you, and it was one other guy, but I think, yeah, you're in a rarefied air there, so pretty impressive.
I cannot say 100%.
Sure, yeah. No, I didn't write that down, but I remember reading that somewhere, and I was like, that's super cool. I did want to ask,
Great.
Are you familiar with America's geography? If not, I can kind of explain why I'm asking that question too.
Yeah. I was studying at university geography and natural sciences.
Oh, sure.
At my younger time, so I would not say that I'm the sharpest at geography now, but probably have more than general idea.
Oh, sure. So I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, and like if you look at America, that is literally right in the center. And so,
okay,
America is funny where if you want to do something big, most people will move to the coasts. And that's where a lot of the activity is, New York up north, and then like down south, you get into like Louisiana and Florida, or California on the other side. I think you kind of are situated right in the middle of things too, kind of an analogous thing. And I was wondering why haven't you moved to one of the more popular areas? I'm sure there's more work. I'm sure there's more to do. You don't hear a lot about like Slovakia bartenders, So I thought, was this like a deliberate choice, or just kind of how your life evolved?
it was a choice at the point of the career, because maybe I will introduce you to the idea of Slovak bartenders and Slovak bartending around the world. But the funny thing is that you don't really hear about our region much, and not only like only Slovakia, but like Central Eastern Europe, let's say. But the funny thing is, like, if you take, like, let's say the top 10, top 20 most known bartenders around the world, like most of them are Slovaks, you know, like either it's like Stanislav Harcinik, Eric Lorenz, Marian Beke, Maros Zurus, you know, like many of the people that bartenders around the world know, and many more, to be honest. Like, sorry guys, I didn't mention all of you, but many more of that. And it was actually some time ago that, yeah, the point was, as you said, like everybody left for the opportunities, somewhere abroad, mainly to London, most of them to London at the time. But we ended up here in Bratislava, that we always have kind of like the basics of the bar culture in a good way, like, you know, like very professional way, skilled way, knowledgeable way. But we ended up at the point like there was no one somehow to show us the direction or lead us somewhere. I would say.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's not only me, but it was a decision of very close friends of mine and business partners of mine, or professional friends, let's say, that we at some point within the history were like, okay, like we are probably at the point that if we would move, we would be doing like so well somewhere out there, as you said, like, you know,
Yeah.
like country with more opportunities.
For us, New York.
Also
for
with
you, London. Yeah.
yeah. And especially since we have like that great Slovak bartenders around there that will help us, support us, and bring us in. But we were like, okay, like, but what's left here then? Like when we leave, like it will be another generation like us that there will be like not that much of what to do. So we're like, okay, if we don't stay, if we leave, it will end up, I don't know. Can I swear?
Sure. Oh yeah. It's encouraged, actually. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So okay, I will stop now. I will try not to swear. So it will end up bad here. So we decided at the time, like but with the same people that we work so far last 10 years together still, you know, like it's either my colleague here at the Mirror Bar, Peter Marcina, who basically built at the Mirror Bar the whole concept and whole idea, either our close friend Dominik Tapušik, who is bar manager at the Sky Bar, which is like the oldest professional cocktail bar still in operation, still for that 15 years at highest level possible, or friends like and partners like Miroslav Telehanic, who moved from bar to the company of production of syrups and ingredients, and he is like one of the largest producers in high level of craft in Slovakia. So all of us still are sticking together here, and all of us kind of, I would say, like somehow shaping or leading what's happening here, or at least we hope that we have that kind of influence, that people see that, oh, you guys stayed here, and even if you didn't really have to, and you built it actually something.
Yeah.
So yeah, and getting back to your question, it was a decision not to move. Of course, like every third month, let's say, I was like, why the fuck I didn't move somewhere else to be paid like triple the money. I would not say for less of a work, but at least to felt like you are recognized or valued at the point of work you put into. But yeah, we stayed, we endured, and we are still here. And now I would say more than ever, we are like super focused on staying here.
Sure.
Especially with all the stuff that we were able, like we were building last 10 years, let's say, but all what's happening last 3 years with what we achieved with Mirror Bar and with our projects, that's kind of makes us even like more sure to stay and follow up of what we did. So most of the people would think that, oh, now the guys like get to some point, so now they will leave Hong Kong, London, whatever, New York, Sydney, or anything. But actually, it's like the opposite. So now we are even more sure that we did right and that we want to focus on that even more. So
yeah, and
let's say
there needs to be a cocktail scene besides just in London. You know, it's got to exist somewhere else too. Yeah, you mentioned Mirror Bar, and that's one of the things I wanted to ask you about. So, what is going on with Mirror Bar, and what are you so excited about there? Yeah, I know that's a broad question.
It would sound like a typical marketing PR catchphrase or claim
Sure.
that was thought of at some point. Actually, it probably even was. But what we do here in Mirror Bar and how we serve, present, storytell the cocktails and how we focus on the collaboration with local artists, local craftsmen to bring the services of the cocktails in a way that you would really never experience anywhere in the world.
Mhm.
So what we are doing here in our bar, when I say that this is something that you would never experience, not never, but you cannot experience anywhere in the world outside of this bar or except our pop-ups and guest shifts with our serves and the drinks and storytelling, that's literally true.
Mhm.
And I believe that this says it all. So
Okay, cool. Uh,
I can go much deeper,
oh yeah,
but
no,
this is kind of the catchphrase or claim that what experience we create here for our guests is something that you cannot experience anywhere else.
yeah, and I was listening
Let's say.
to one interview you did, and I remember you saying something about it. It's specific and it's unique to Slovakia too. Like there aren't a lot of bars like this just in general, and it's even unique just in the world of bar in general too. Like I forget exactly how you said that, but I'm not explaining it very well. I'm sorry. Um, so I guess what I'm trying to understand and what I couldn't find in my research. So Mirror Bar, there's also a Mirror Bar X, like our Mirror Hospitality Expo, and are those connected, or how does that interact with each other?
Okay.
Yeah,
So I will explain.
for sure.
Mirror Bar is a hotel bar in Bratislava in the historical city center in Hotel Carlton, which is one of the oldest hospitality buildings at all. And the history of our bar is kind of getting deeper than almost 300 years of history of the hospitality at this place, at these buildings that are here. And that's also what we use, like the history and the legacy within our bar as well, like connected, because I believe that history and legacy is something that you cannot buy, cannot create. You just have to have it and be able to use it.
Mm.
But like overall, the idea is that we are a hotel bar in one of the oldest historical buildings, Hotel Carlton, here in Bratislava, right in the city center. And our bar is built on three pillars, which basically kind of allows us to do what we do. It's classy, art, and nature, which classy represents kind of the elegance of bartending, like the idea that we believe that how bartending is perceived now started at the point where it changed from like the drafting pub guys serving beer to, like to the first bartenders that put on the suits, the vest, and
Mhm.
started to travel around and serve the drinks proper way, being like professionals and hospitable. And we believe that this kind of like classiness and elegance is part of the bartending that should be there within our bar. So we use this classy as a pillar to represent how we perceive bartending, but at the same time, how we connect everything we do here with the history and legacy of Hotel Carlton, all together with the art, which is the pillar that I believe makes us more or the most the different than the other bars, because we cooperate and collaborate with local artists and craftsmen, which only on our actual menu we worked with over 60 different types of artists and craftsmen, from like glass workers, ceramic guys, woodworkers, product designers, even actors, perfumers, florists, botanists, whatever you'll be thinking of, are basically working with us on what we do here in our bar. So outside of the teamwork as well. And we also believe that bartending is an art because we create. And I'm not speaking about, like the cocktail ingredients and cocktails and stuff, but we create experience, we create emotions, we create memories for our guests. We basically most of the time are able to decide if this can be the best night of your life or worst night of your life.
Yeah.
But we definitely can get from the worst night of your life with our skills and approach to the point of best night of your life. And I believe that there is like no other occupation of work that you can do this. So that's what we believe. That's what represent art pillar as well. And the last one is the one that's the most signature, which is the nature. Is the pillar of Peter, the most closest to his heart, because we always wanted to bring the living nature to the idea of the bar. So we serve our cocktails in collaboration with local florists and botanists with, like the bonsais, kokedamas, plants, even part of the jungle above our bar, the modern design of our bar with the shelves is the living jungle. That's all of the, like living plants. And also how the idea of connecting these three pillars is showed how it works is the tree that we have in the middle of the bar. It's not a living tree, but it's something that represents the tree as the pillar of the nature. As an art, it's installation by Robert Bartolen, one of the most known, globally known Slovak florists. So it's art piece actually. And the first one, the pillar of the history and legacy, is something that I believe is the most deepest part of this, because it's the point that first hospitality building at this place was in by the green trees. So kind of most of the people comes into the bar, oh, you have a tree in the middle of the bar. Wow, great. But then when you explain them that it's not only we have it by design, but we have it by design of a whole concept and the whole philosophy and art and craft and collaboration of the bar. So to get it collected, I believe that's what Mirror Bar really is, to put it right, to put it like in a more complex way. No. But yeah, the easier part is the one that I said first.
No, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I don't go to Slovakia very often, but I really want to see
You're more
that.
than welcome.
Yeah, no, I want to see that tree too. Did you always know you were going to work in bars, or when you went to school, geography, did you have a different path in mind, or?
No.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I said this few times during the interviews or talks or anything, and that's like the funniest story of it all. Like, he would ask me, like, let's say now I'm in industry like 13 years, so if you would ask me like 13 years and a half, like, oh, you will end up in a bar, and I would be like, no way, man. Like, I cannot even hold a glass without spilling it. So there was like no connection. I don't have like any hospitality background within my life. So I ended up in a bar like most of us did, I would say, like going to university, move to capital city. Okay, let's make some money out of this to be able to go to the parties, to live the lifestyle that we love here, since we are out of home and free and young and crazy and whatever. So I ended up as a barback in at that time steakhouse / cocktail bar, which was pretty trendy at that point. And yeah, so I went there, no idea what glass is, what is polishing, what is like, no idea at all. Like, no idea at all.
Yeah.
Of nothing. And I ended up first shift on Friday, and my first 3 shifts were the weekend ones. Man, like Sunday, it was actually already Monday, 5 a.m. and I was like, there is no way that I'm gonna do this in my life. No way. Like, good experience, nice, love it, nice money, but this is definitely not gonna be what I will be doing in my life. But yeah, money was good, so I stick to it. And when I overcome the moment that I don't know shit about what I'm doing, and I was, starting to be able to look around, because like glass were polished, eyes were filled, and citruses were juiced. I was like, okay, like, wow, like this is what's happening here. Like, like seeing bartenders meeting total strangers at the beginning of the night, shaking hands and hugging and whatever at the end of the night, then seeing them as regulars because of the bartender over time, and good friends even, and stuff. And that was like very much, wow, like this looks interesting, you know, like the way of, I didn't call it that way that time, but the way of networking that you are able to do within a bar. Again, no industry or no job that you this easily can end up as a friend with a lawyer, doctor, astronaut, mob boss, politician, perfumer, whatever, as you can do in a bar.
Yeah, all on
So
the
that
same
was the
night
first
too.
thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And within like an hour or two, you know, like you can become the person that will dictate what they are doing in next hour, next 2 hours, next 3 hours. And if you do it right, like you really can create like the proper relationship over time. So that was like the first thing that started to be attractive for me. And then the one that at that time was the main one, and I believe that changed my view and changed my decision to, okay, like this is gonna be my career, was from when I was a kid. I loved to cook, and I love to, you know, like create flavors, combine flavors, taste this and that. But my parents at the time were like, okay, like there is no way that you will end up as a chef, because at my home region, home city, it was like the worst thing that you could end up with, you know. And so they kind of pushed me into studying, which I'm like, don't get me wrong, I'm super happy about it. The high school, the university, I loved it. I can definitely imagine staying on course of this and doing my, you know, like project management, project planning with all of the funds from European Union and building whatever projects, roads, resorts within the country. But yeah, that was, since I was pushed out of the chef idea, I kind of forget about that. But when I realized behind the bar, when I looked around, I was like, okay, like, but they are working with ingredients, with flavors.
Flavors,
Like
yeah.
this guy just put together the citrus and pineapple and basil, and it fucking works. Like, what is that? So I started to be like very inclined to what they are doing, and that's what changed all of it. It kind of returned like my passion and kind of gift that I have in me, that I love to put ingredients together to create something new. And I kind of can imagine in my head theoretically how these things will combine, what will be the end effect, like how it will smell, how it will look, color wise, taste wise, flavor wise. And man, like I ended up at the point that whatever the hours I was working and stuff, I was like super passionate. And to the point that I was also, you know, like creating my network of people, of regulars and guests, having good time, but feeling something much deeper inside me that I was probably not even aware of at the time, until I became aware of, and then it was like I went full on. I finished the university and I was like, okay, like full on bartending, bring it on. So
Yeah. And so how
yeah,
long,
from nothing to all in.
nothing to all in. When in that journey did you decide to write a book?
I always wanted to write a book, because since I was like working with that, like flavors, ingredients, combinations, cocktails, ideas, inspirations, and the creative process, I am the person that puts things down. And I was like putting like all of the notes, all of the recipes and this and that. So over time it started to, you know, like scale up. So I was like, okay, like I think 9 years ago, oh, I will write my book. But then I started to laugh about myself, like, oh man, like you can write a book, you know what. So, but I never stopped to collect all of the informations, data, processes, you know, fails and successes down to the notes and everywhere with everything I encountered over time. And so it was somewhere deep in the head, you know, like, oh, when I will get old, I will write and publish my own book. And then COVID came.
Ah, yes.
What are we gonna do? Yeah, what are we gonna do now? And I was still like, oh, no way, like, forget it. Like, you are too young to write and publish a book. Like, nobody will believe it. Blah blah blah. You will not be, how to call it the right word. you will not have credit or accountability or like whatever of these words
Oh,
will
it's
come up.
yeah, kind of like
To
it's like what do you call it? Oh my gosh, imposter syndrome-ish almost. Like people like, who am I to say this sort of thing? Maybe, yeah, or maybe,
yeah, but
yeah.
it's a good thing to have, to be honest,
Oh
because I believe there are still people that don't have this at all, and maybe it would not harm them.
yeah, a
But
little sprinkle.
out of
Yeah.
out of topic, so yeah, I got to the point like, okay, now or never. Who, when not me? When, if not now? I have time. Basically, everything is written down. So let's just shape it.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And then we did it. We did, I think, like the first Decocto Balance, the Slovak edition that we started with. It's already 4 years, maybe even 5.
If you're enjoying this so far, please take a moment, hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, or share with a friend that you know would get value from this as well. All right, back to the podcast.
Okay.
5?
Yeah, 2020. That makes sense. Yeah. And so,
Yeah.
yeah. So you started with the Slovak edition and then had it translated? Or,
Yes. Like
yeah.
the process, we or I actually did the process the other way around, because the 2.0 that we published last year was actually the book that I wanted to publish as a first one. But
Hmm.
then good friends of mine talked me to the point that it's maybe not the best of ideas, since you don't have that credibility
Credibility.
to
Okay,
put
yeah.
it full on, and at the same time we needed to put together the money for the project to fund it somehow. And I was collaborating at that time with the help of my friend, and she was having a good experience with crowdfunding campaigns from for like Slovak projects. So she kind of talked me into do the book in with the crowdfunding campaign. And yeah, like if you want to do the crowdfunding in Slovakia, how you will be able
Oh, you
to
need to.
do
Yeah.
English book
Sure.
about
Yeah.
bartending.
Fair enough.
So we get to the point like, okay, let's cut this book, let's create introduction from my point of view to the bartending, and let's focus what we are missing the most in Slovakia, and that can be also reliable to the point that people can invest and help and support. So we focused for beginners of bartending, cocktail hours, but mainly on students. So we basically built the whole campaign for crowdfunding for to the point of idea that we are bringing the books to schools, to education, to kind of help the system out.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
that's how and why we ended up with Slovak edition, and with, from my point of view, much easier or easygoing book about bartending or modern bartending or however we call it.
Sure, sure.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. No,
But actually,
so,
like the book that I wanted to publish, I published after 4 years after we started with this, to be honest.
yes. So, yeah, 2.0 is the more serious edition. It's your magnum opus, sort of.
Yeah,
that's the thing you were
it was
going
the
for.
one that I was aiming for,
Cool.
let's say, or
Awesome.
what was my kind of goal and target and vision to put on.
Okay. Um, well, cool. So, someone listening, because most of my audience is American, can you kind of walk us through, from what I understand from looking up, you have Slovak and then you have Czech there. So do both languages kind of coexist, or how does it work in Slovakia? Because we're so monolingual here that I couldn't quite understand if most people speak a little bit of both, or they're kind of interchangeable, or
So in general, we are all Slavics, like Slovak
yeah.
people, Ukrainian people, Russian people, Czech people, Polish people.
Mhm.
So we have somehow in the roots lots of similarities within the cultures or within the language and this and that. So if you put me to the room with Polish people, And if I know the context, I can understand like 60-70% of what they say. If I don't know the concept, I catch the phrases or words that we have like either super similar or the same even. But for example, with Czech Republic, it's like totally different because since we were like Czechoslovakian Republic, even I was born after we separated, but still, you know, like we were so kind of crossed over with everything that I can speak Czech, I can read Czech, I understand Czech without any education. It's like supernatural way for us. So if I go to Prague, let's say, I speak in Slovak, they all understand me. If someone from Prague come to Bratislava, they speak Czech, we all understand. So we are very connected. Like it's different language, but we just do. But that's also like funny thing is that's also changing, and we realized that with the first book, when we wanted to get to the point like with the student book, let's get to Czech hospitality schools, and they told us like, man, there is no way because young generation in Czech Republic, the students now, like young people, they are not so connected as you were, so they understand spoken language still, but they would not be able to read, and especially something which is like professional literature.
Okay. Yeah. So in my head, I was trying to figure out if it was like as close as like American versus British English, or if it is like, is it a different writing system? I guess
It's different.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like British and English, it's. I don't want to say the same because probably you'll crucify me or anything. But
no,
from my
it's different.
My point of view, it's the same language. Yeah, like few exceptions, few rules and stuff. But our languages are different.
They're completely okay. Yeah,
completely different. Like different grammar, different wording, different style. It's different language. It's Czech language. It's Polish language. It's Slovak language, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
So it's not like English UK wise, English US wise.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, and I'm thinking too. My wife, when she's around Polish people, she can understand because she's fluent in Russian, but it sounds like they're just speaking strangely. You know, so I'm guessing it's probably similar sort of thing.
Yeah. So it's the similar thing. It's not the same language, but it has so many similarities that, for example, if you know the concept, you can get it almost right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry to derail us a little. I would have been
like
very confused. Yeah.
I would say that this is something that I believe, like especially people in the US, like don't really have the general idea because we are small and we are like on very small area at the same time. So it sounds from your point of view, where you are like in that scale of area, speaking the same language, and we at that smaller area, but speaking that many languages, different languages, can sound like, oh, how or why.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it is a thing.
Who can keep track of that? Yeah.
Thing.
How many languages do you speak? Just curious, sir. Do you have to deal with bilingual issues when you're running the bar? Do most people speak similar?
I speak English and Slovak. I studied French, so I would not say that I know French, but I can do some French. And my personal thing is Spanish that I'm like trying to learn, and like over some time already. So like really know two languages, one half and half.
Dabble in a couple, yeah. Okay.
And Spanish, I believe that give me a year.
Oh yeah.
I hope.
Well, I mean, hey, coming to America, Spanish, that's like our main other language, just because we have Mexico to the south.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people from Canada come in for French, but yeah.
I would say that it's like quite similar than with Czech Republic. That you are like so involved with that around you that you just catch up on.
Sure. Yeah. So I did see when I was looking you up, you were on the education committee for Tales of the Cocktail. Did you go this year?
Yes, I was there.
Yeah. Like, what do you think of Tales? Yeah.
Man, like
it's a little wild, right?
yeah, it's a wild ride. It's super heavy if you don't really take care of yourself. But I would say it's
Hmm.
like still like the most respected bartender or community oriented show that's out there still. But what I love the most and what I believe is the best part of it is, yeah, like the education is really high level.
Yeah.
Really
How
like
did you?
going there for that week or that 4 days of education. If you are into education, there is no other better choice than to go than to Tales.
Oh
I
yeah.
love it,
No.
man. Like New Orleans, Tales, every year thing have to be.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask, what does it actually mean to be on the education committee? And like, do you they ask you to do that, or do you offer to be that role? Like, how does that work out?
So like there is like education committee and spirited arts committee and so on and so on. So it's like
Uh-huh.
going kind of like a thing, and you can apply by yourself
Okay.
that you want to be a committee, and I was introduced to the point that I can or should apply because of what I do, either the book or our Mirror Hospitality Expo event and the education program that I shape here and stuff that I should be applying to be a committee. So it was like Ian from Panda and Sons that told me that, man, like you should try and apply for being a part of it. And my main pillar outside of everything I do is like I really focus on education, and I believe like it's the
Mm.
most crucial thing within our industry to learn to grow. So I applied, and then there is somehow behind process of picking the committees by the chairs, co-chairs, and staff. And yeah, as an education committee, you kind of end up at the point that there is like categories of education, and you as an education committee are responsible for some of the categories. So it's either the business beyond the bar or the one that I'm involved, which is called culture. And all of these are kind of shaped within the topics of idea what they should cover within the education, within the seminars and master classes. And what we do as a committee is we go within our category through all of the submitted proposals of seminars, and we comment them, value them, point them until we get to the point that in my category for culture was like 160 proposals only. It
Mm.
took me like 5 days
Only.
and nights to
Yeah.
really properly get through it, and we picked from that like something over 20.
Mm.
So
That's awesome. Yeah, and you get to shape the whole event. That's super cool.
yeah, so I'm small wheel of like very big machine as a
Sure.
committee, but I'm like super happy to be part of it. For me it like means especially a lot also to my brand and my projects, and like it's super inspirational like to see how it's shaped, and to be able to put your point of view to it is like yeah, the thing for me.
That's cool. No, I mean, like I've only gone to 2 different years of Tales, and it's still some of the highlights of my life. Like a whole class on nutmeg, like a whole class on shaking cocktails with different sized ice. Like still, I think back to these things, and I'm like, I spent an hour listening to someone talk about the Solera method, and like I love it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's awesome. Stanislav, where should people listening? Where should they find out more about you, and what do you have coming up down the line?
So I would say that my main occupation is kind of a combination of me as a bar ambassador for Mirror Bar, and as well as kind of like person who tries to educate and share information with the cocktail balance. So I travel a lot, I would say. Like
Okay.
maybe I don't, not maybe I don't travel a lot as some of our industry friends that are like super crazy, like 2 times a week or anything. But I basically travel like every second week, let's say, somewhere,
Okay.
either to do some guest sheets and pop-ups and presentations with the Mirror Bar, or with some seminars and master classes of the cocktail balance that we shape. So going around and moving around, and yeah, like till end of the year, it's the usual suspects, let's say. So you will see me at like let's say Athens bar show. That's like 100%. To be honest, like Athens bar show, it's if I should not miss one event, like one
Athens
event
Bar
throughout
Show,
the year,
huh?
or pick only one, that would be the one.
Okay.
Because I just love the city, I love the guys, I love the show, I love the bars, man, like crazy. And it's close by to me as well, like much easier to get to, and much cheaper as well to get to as New Orleans and Taos. For Europe,
Yeah.
to like if you are living in Europe and you don't go to either BCB Berlin or Athens Bar Show, man, like
Yeah, you're missing.
you
It's
should.
right there in your backyard. You might as well.
Yeah, but where to
Cool.
specifically meet me? Like as I said, like so every 2 weeks I'm somewhere. Like for next week I have Plan San Rachis in Venice at the art bar. We are doing their guest shift. Week after I'm going to Paris. We do event end of August with Nika Whiskey, and we do there like some pop up on one of the oldest hotel there. Then we have a huge event here in Bratislava that we are inviting the world's best bars, and we are creating the experience around Slovakia. So we are traveling a little to other regions. Then we show them Bratislava, then we show them the mirror bar, local bar culture, and we do guest shifts with them and some education. So that's like upcoming 4 weeks.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Then
for those
like
listening,
I can
yeah.
somehow name it, but I don't really know like if it makes sense.
Yeah, no. I think for those of you listening
Around.
that want to find out more, I'll probably link to your Instagram and definitely link to the books to make sure everyone can find those. And yeah,
Like
because
definitely like my personal Instagram is still personal, but 99% professional.
oh yeah,
So, and
sure.
I try to like share there everything we do, and I do as well. So
Sure. I,
like
I do the same thing. It's mostly me talking to people, and then like 1 out of every 100 posts is a picture of my cat, and then right back to serious.
yeah, something like
Awesome.
that. So definitely like and if you want to reach out as well, like it's either the Instagram or LinkedIn or email or our website, like anywhere. My contacts are out there. So if you want to reach out. You never know what we can do together. Maybe what can I help you with or support you with, or maybe what you can do and help me with. You never know. So
Okay.
it's just
That
I call it. We are all one click away.
exactly. If we ever do a Omaha Cocktail Week, I'm gonna send you an email, see if you can come out. So
I
awesome.
would love that, to be honest. Like
Yeah, right in the middle
US
of
is
America.
still for me unknown region, let's say.
Yeah,
So I'm planning to be getting there, and hope so that I will be getting there more and more. So
yeah.
let's see. Let's see
Hey, if
what
you're ever
happens.
here, send me a link because I know a couple of people on the coast. So and right in the
Oh,
middle.
nice, nice, nice.
Awesome,
So
Stanislav.
and both,
Oh
I
yeah.
believe.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, Stanislav, thanks for joining us today. I really, really appreciated talking to you for a few moments.
Thank you for having me, and hopefully to see you somewhere around. So
Awesome.
have a great day.
All right, that's the end of the show. Thank you for listening to Serves You Right. My name is Andrew. If you have not, please hit like, subscribe, send to a friend. The more listeners we get, the more subscribers, the more cool guests we can get, and the more cool things we can do. All right, that's it. Episodes of this podcast come out every Tuesday and Thursday, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.